Yusuf Estes, and I'm looking for something. Actually, I'm looking for someone. Is that someone you? I want Dawah partners, and you can be my Dawah partner right now. It's real easy. Just go to dawahpartners.com, sign up, and join me. There are 3 things that I would like for you to be able to do. Any one of them or all of them. Beautiful. Number 1, you will make dua. So you can be our Dawah partner, even if you don't go to the website, but I hope you do. Number 2, share. Share this message and let other people know about becoming Dawah partners. And number 3, help us financially. Donate on a monthly basis, even if it's small. Allah loves the thing that you do regularly, even if it's small, more than the thing that you do that's really big, but you only do it once. Join me as a Dawah partner. Do it now. Click, 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 click. All enjoy it. Guide Us TV, never ads, always free. Let's keep it free, no ads. Support and share. And get guided with Guide Us TV. Guide Us
TV, first Islam channel in U.S.
Thanks to all of you for watching, sharing, and spending your time with us on Guide Us TV. And remember, tell everyone, stay guided with Guide Us TV.
Stay guided with Guide Us TV.
A way of life, a way of life, a way of life, a way of life. Islam is a way of life, a complete way.
And we're coming to you almost live from our studios right here in Southern California. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen, huwa alladhi ja'alna muslimin, wassalat wassalam ala Rasul al-Kareem, wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in. Ashhadu la ilaha illallah, ashhadu Muhammadan abduhu wa rasul sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. And if you don't speak Arabic, it meant there's one God and Muhammad's his messenger. There you go. That's a summary, cheaply. Today we have our special guest, Dr. Adel, all the way from Tampa, Florida. Now, if you're living in Tampa, Florida, that's not all that way. But anyway, here he is. Alhamdulillah. Assalamu alaikum, doctor. How are you?
Alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, Sheikh Yusuf. How are you?
Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. I'm just having a little bit of fun with our audience right now and expressing my humor or lack of it. And I just wanted to remind everybody that, you know, if you wear it, cool. Doctor, I want to talk to you about something. I don't know if you know about this or not. Have you heard about something called the recall of the governor of California?
Mm-mm.
No?
Mm-mm. No.
Yeah. Actually, we voted today on it. They wanted you to vote whether or not he should be recalled. Or if not, either way, you could still vote for many of the candidates that are willing to step in and take over for him. And let's see if I can pull this up. it really is something amazing. Let's see who the replacements are. If I can pull that up. It was on the ballot that we had to turn in. So when we voted, we lost it. And but it also had a place that you could write in a candidate. And I said, I want to write in Muhammad, sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And my wife said, nah, you know. She said, write my name in instead. I said, that's good. Yeah. Then my wife can say she ran for governor. And let's see. Let me see. Yeah, there are people online right now. Let me see if I can pull up something here and just show people how crazy it really is. And I mean, when I'm saying it's crazy, it's way beyond the normal crazy stuff. Because anybody and everybody who wanted to run, like, okay, here's one right here. Donate today. Make a critical contribution to help Larry Elder recall failed California Governor Gavin Newsom. Oh, yeah. All right. Donate for this guy. I never even heard of this guy till today. But I'm supposed to donate. But what about the other 20 candidates that they had up there? Oh, maybe it was 30. A whole lot of folks. One of them, and they would, like this guy, I think he put his party affiliate, he's Republican, I think he said. But some of the Democratic folks said they were Democratic. Some said they were Republican. Some said they were the Liberty Party. And some said some other party, Green.
Independent.
Independent, yeah. But there was some that said no party. Listen, this was the lady. She said no party. And okay, then under that, they give a job description. What are they doing, or what's going on? And she just said no party, mother. That's mom. I'm ready to go. MashaAllah. I loved it. There were two like that were mothers. One was a teacher, yeah, and ready to go. MashaAllah. And then there was another one that this is my favorite one, and I wish I could show it to you guys. I only found this one that I showed you, but I wish I could show you this. This was so comical. I had to sit and laugh and laugh and laugh. There was one he put on there, student. He's a student. All right. No party affiliation. But he's ready to go. He'll take over the state of California as a governor, part-time, because he has to keep it in his studies. Hey, great, way to go. But now, what was the big thing? Well, I probably should have it in front of me and tell you what it is, because it is kind of serious. It was the Republicans that really started that, but not the Republican Party, because it said on the ballot that neither the Republican Party nor the Democratic Party sponsored any of these guys. And they didn't sponsor the National Republican Party is not behind this thing. It's just the local, some Republicans that said so. Yeah. This is here's another recall, another ask for donations. Stop the Republican recall. Okay, you can donate anywhere from $10, $35, $50, $100, $250, $500, $1,000. And then check this out. I love this. People don't think very much, but watch this. Monthly. Count me in monthly? The voting is now. Why would why would you need money monthly? For what? So either one, if you stop the Republican recall thing or elect me as the potential governor, give me the money. And if he doesn't get elected, what about all these people collecting money? And even if they recall the and I hope they don't, but if they do, then all of the people that you spend money on, no matter who it was, except that one that gets it. That's crazy stuff, really stuff. This appeal for money right here, it just says that you give your information, tax. The contributions are not tax deductible because it's not a nonprofit, and all it is to stop the. But how are you going to stop it? What's going to go? You're just going to donate your money? I really am surprised at the lack of information that people really know, because they sent that out, and I'm sure a lot of people read it and thought that that was a real, genuine deal there. I hope if they do put this man out. And why are the reasons? What are the reasons? It was posted right on there. It said, this governor has not done things in keeping with our best interest. And he is I wish I had that in front of me to read it for you. But well, maybe I'll find that later in the program. But let's get on with the program, Doctor. So, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. You have to get it off your chest, huh?
It was too funny, man. It was hilarious. But anyway, go ahead. What we got today? Oh,
Thank you
know
so
what?
much. We wanted to
talking.
Continue.
Yeah, we were talking about suicide, and I wanted to put that number right up again first.
1-800-273-8255.
Yes.
Or talk.
Yes.
That's the National Suicide Prevention Hotline. Everybody who cares about someone who may have shown symptoms or depression that's progressive, change of behavior and so on, become more withdrawn, I think should have that number handy, 1-800-273-8255, or text 741-741. We wanted to talk more about it today because it is definitely something that cannot be ignored. We had 2 calls last night from Iraq discussing the same thing. So it's maybe not just the American Muslims, but rather systemic. We mentioned the concerns about this issue.
We have a phone call.
Okay, go ahead.
It's exciting. Oh, answer the phone. Answer
Go ahead, take the phone.
All right. Okay. Assalamu alaikum.
Assalamu alaikum, Sheikh. My name is Sharif. I'm calling in to ask everybody that are listening to you, and also you, to please pray for my sister. She lives in Bangladesh. She is a scientific officer. She works for the government, but she is not one of those corrupt people. So because of that, she
Wait a minute.
going through some hardship.
Wait, whoa. Hold on. Be sure you pronounce the words carefully, because a lot of the viewers are second language English. So let's start again. You have a sister. She's in Bangladesh.
Okay.
And she has what kind of a job, and what's her problem?
Okay, so I'm gonna go slow. My elder sister, she lives in Bangladesh. She works for the government of Bangladesh. She is a scientific officer, but she is not one of the corrupt people.
Okay,
because
what,
of
whoa, 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 whoa,
that,
whoa, wait. You said she's not one of the cod people. What does cod people mean?
no, the corrupt people. I'm sorry.
Corrupt. Yeah, there's more. You only said one syllable, so corrupt has three actual sounds to it. Corrupt. All right. So
Oh, sorry. Yeah, English is my second language too. I'm sorry.
yeah, speak real slow English, and maybe I know Bangladesh people speak real fast, but English, especially I'm from Texas, you got to go slow, neighbor. You got to go real slow. Go ahead.
Okay. So what I'm asking is for you and anybody who's listening to you right now to please pray for my sister, because what happened is she has I have two nieces. She has two daughters, and she her superior, they transferred her to like another city, which is like 4 hours from where from the capital, 4 hours drive from the capital. So it's like really difficult for her to she has to really move to the other city to go do her job and everything. So it's difficult, and I'm just asking everybody to pray for her, so she can. She's trying her best to not get transferred to the new location, but it's gonna be difficult. I understand that. So all I'm asking is for you, your prayer, and anybody who's listening, their prayer for her, basically.
All right.
That's all
Let me ask this question, okay?
Sure.
Does your sister have a husband?
Yes, she does.
Is he gainfully employed?
Yes.
All right, so she doesn't have to go there. She could just give up her job. Is that right?
That is true, but her job is really not. It's a suitable job, so she's actually a scientist. She does a lot of.
Yeah, but I'm
quality
just saying that. So the idea is that she likes to work. She wants to work, and I appreciate that very much. However, if somebody transferred her 4 hours away, it's kind of obvious that they don't want her there in the office and they don't care about her condition. Is that true?
That is true.
Okay, so then let's don't get into the corrupt thing, because you might get her in more even trouble than she already is, all right? Let's don't do that. Okay, so let's just focus on this. Suppose she goes to the other place and she spends that 4 hours going and the 4 hours coming back. Alhamdulillah.
She wouldn't really have to do that necessarily, because they're gonna provide her with accommodation. They're gonna get
Alhamdulillah.
over there, but everybody has to move. Kind of thing. If she.
Yeah, so that means, okay, now wait a minute. See, I'm sorry I had to sneeze, but it interrupted. Yeah, I was trying to say something here. I want you to get a bigger picture on what's really going on, all right? If the organization she works for transferred her, that means that she still would be in that same organization. Is that right?
Yeah, it's the government.
Oh, yeah. Well, okay. So it's the same government. All right. Then, okay. So here's the thing. Her being transferred, she can either choose to do one of two things. Either she can travel 4 hours to get there and then work, and then travel 4 hours to get back. Or she can move her whole family over there, and then her husband has to drive 4 hours to go to work and 4 hours to come back. Or he can look for another job. But wait a minute, hold it, there's a bonus here. The bonus the bonus is that maybe she won't have a job anyway, because when she gets there, they could transfer her to another place to just get her out of their hair. Or they could just tell her, well, don't come in tomorrow, but come in the next day, and then cut her pay. Or they could do all kinds of things. So the obvious picture for me is they don't want her working in their organization anymore. That's the obvious picture. Now, if she's single, she's traveling all the way from that place to get to this place, then I would say, yeah, go ahead and check it out. But if she's got to do anything like relocation for even her, for even her husband or family, whatever, I would say be careful. Advise her to try to seek employment somewhere else, especially if her husband is able to support the family. I would be very careful about that, because I know the governments in other countries are not fair. As here in the United States, anybody pulls a shenanigan like that, they can be kicked out. Yeah. Even our governor, we were just now talking about our governor here, is under the gun right now. They're having a vote right now whether or not to kick him out. For what? Because he made people wear the masks. He made people do social distance. He made certain kind of businesses shut down, like the booze places and stuff like that. And for that, this Republican majority that are here are trying their best to pull a shenanigan. And that's maybe my opinion, but that's it. It looks like, for all the world, if you read what he said and what they said, you can see that they don't like the idea of him allowing anybody to immigrate to this country. They don't like the idea of anybody telling them what to do. And they said it. They said, we don't like the governor telling us what to do. Well, when you're stupid and you're going against a red light, and the governor says, oh, you have to stop your car. Oh, I don't want people telling me what to do. Well, okay. So I'm telling you to talk to your sister and say, we will pray for her, but I'm going to pray for her to give her whole family what's the best thing. Not I'm going to pray for her to get her job back or go to the other place, but for whatever is best. Okay?
Okay, so the whole situation is a little more complicated than that, because
I'm sure it is, but the bottom line is, if any of what you said is accurate, or any of what I said is accurate, that's the best thing. Let's all pray for that family to have the best that Allah can provide for them, and they will accept it. Ameen. Okay?
Ameen.
Okay.
All right. Jazakallah khair. Thank you for calling. MashaAllah. Assalamu alaikum. All right, guys, let's all pray for that family. It's his sister and her family, and we'll pray for them to have good experience with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and whatever Allah wants for them, it will make it easy for them. Ameen. Ameen.
Ameen.
All right, doctor, go ahead. We're
Okay,
talking
well,
about the suicide.
No problem. So we discussed yesterday the very important topic about where to get help, how to stay, have good access to mental health, professional help, and how to counter this rising concern about, in the Muslim community. I'm talking about American Muslim community that has twice the thought of the attempted suicide. And we wanted to get that
Doctor,
number
I'm
out.
putting that up for you right now. It said American Muslims are 2 times more likely to attempt suicide than other groups. Go ahead.
Yes, that is correct. So the number is 1-800-273-8255.
Okay, I'm putting that up right now too. They can see that.
Yes, please.
Coincidentally, the same article has that in it. Let me see if I can
Yes.
expand it up a little bit and make it so they can read it.
And
Yeah,
that
here it
article
is.
actually
Yeah, go ahead, doctor.
touched on a few things We know that whatever was before COVID, we're talking about maybe religious discrimination, maybe some social isolation that's certainly intensified during the pandemic. And there's a stigma of mental illness that have prevented people from seeking professional help when it comes to depression and feeling of helplessness, and also getting more and more isolated. Well, it turns out that we got a couple of calls from Iraq, young people last night, and they seem to pretty much have similar concerns. And it seems like we hit a nerve, not just in American Muslims, but could be have a systemic implications. And the whole idea is once we identify those who are at risk, those who may think about doing harm themselves or may have a plan, then it is a time to intervene with the professional help, and also to get them to really change their situation, surroundings, atmosphere, whatever the cause that have been building up to that point, so that we could save lives and then turn lives around. Very important to to choose the friends and people you hang out with, and also to be have a good supportive social system, whether it's your friend, whether it's a teacher, whether you're a counselor, whether you're imam in the masjid, whoever you feel comfortable with, to share concerns and get help and get solutions, and don't let things fester to the point that people get really more depressed and more frustrated and get more desperate. And then remember, in the Quran, hudan wa shifa, it's a guidance and cure. And that we don't ever give on rahmah of Allah. La taqnatu min rahmatillah. Allah clearly addresses those the believers, do not give up on the mercy of Allah. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will forgive all the sins, will always, except the shirk of Allah, except making partner of Allah, but everything else could be forgiven with a good intention and sincere tawbah, remittance to Allah, and also change the things that provoked those sensation of isolation and desperation and so on, and turn this around to a more healthy environment, and then talk about the issues that going through in the life that's causing this kind of maybe depression, negative feelings, and then try to make up for a positive impact on the person that's going through these issues, and then get real solutions. And then don't ever give up, because sometimes people say, okay, we talked once and that's it, it's done and over with. There's a sustained campaign that has to be addressed on those folks. So it's very important that we talk about it. It's very important to seek help. It's very important to know where to go for help. And the 1-800-273-8255 is the suicide prevention hotline.
Okay, let's put that number up there one more time for everybody. It's 1-800-273-TALK, or what did you say it was?
8255.
8255, yeah. And when we come back, we'll pick up right where we left off, inshallah. So stay tuned, stay guided with
Guidance TV.
Yeah.
Guidance TV, first Islam channel in U.S.
Thanks to all of you for watching, sharing, and spending your time with us on Guidance TV. And remember, tell everyone, stay guided with Guidance TV.
Stay guided with Guidance TV. Guidance TV, first Islam channel in U.S.
Thanks to all of Guidance TV, watched by many, loved by all, new Muslims, young Muslims, born Muslims, non-Muslims, all enjoy it. Guidance TV, never ads, always free. Let's keep it free. no ads. Support and share. And get guided with Guide Us TV. And we're coming back to you almost live all the way from our studios here. And we've been talking about suicide. Let me expound on what Doctor has been saying a little bit, because when he said this, it hit me hard, because I was looking at my research that I had done, and I had found that the attempts at suicide had been much greater than in any previous years, especially amongst the teenagers, and then 50% higher for the girls of the teenagers. And I was like, whoa. But I did not know that 2 times more likely to commit suicide are the Muslims here in America. And I was way shocked beyond belief. And I want to put something up here just to go along with what Doctor is saying. This is really, really strong. It says American Muslims are 2 times more likely to attempt suicide than other groups. Now, here is California Muslim Mahran Nazir. He struggled with suicide ideation, and then, like Doctor said, if you know anybody who is considering suicide, contact the National Suicide Prevention Lifeline. You can do that, even though maybe they say, oh, I don't want to call. No, you call them. Do that, all right? And then in Espanol, it's 1-800-273-8255. I'm just so proud of me knowing how to count in Spanish. Anyway, yeah. Anyway, for the deaf and hard of hearing, they have a 1-800-799-4889. Or then there's the crisis hotline that Doctor spoke about in the first part of the program, 741-741. You're texting, but he didn't mention this. You have to text the word, you have to home, HOME, then send the 741-741, because each one of these things, we have that for Guide Us TV too. That's how I know. So you can text the word Islam. Yeah, text the word Islam, and then to eight. I can't remember what it is now. 71777 or something like that. Yeah, 71777. Anyway, but text the word home, HOME, to the phone number 741-741. If you text the word home to 741-741, that's the crisis text line. All right? Now, I want to, well, I didn't put it up there. I was putting it on me instead of there, I highlighted it for you. Okay? Now, let me go down the page. I'm going to skip over some of this stuff. But Nazir, it says, was right. U.S. Muslims are 2 times more likely to have attempted suicide compared with other religious groups. And according to a study published last month in JAMA Psychiatry. I wonder if that's supposed to be JAMA. Anyway.
JAMA is a Journal of American Medical Association.
Yeah. Well, I'm playing with the words. Anyway, nearly 8% of Muslims in the survey reported suicide attempts in their lifetime, compared to 6% of the Catholics, 5% of the Protestants, and only 3.6% of the Jewish respondents. So that means that more than double the time, double of the Jewish. Yeah, that's it's not acceptable, guys. We've got to really pray for our brothers and sisters to get away from this idea of suicide. Now, the reason I wanted to hog up some of the time from the doctor is because of this. The next thing I'm going to show you really blew my mind. Look at this. It said at the heart of these numbers are several issues. You see this family right here? Isn't that a cute looking family? They got their Christmas tree up in the background and everything. And what they doing with a Christmas tree? I don't know. Anyway, it says, and their name is Tawheed. A Christmas tree in Tawheed. Anyway, it said 6 members of the Tawheed family were found dead inside their home in Texas, in Allen, Texas. Now, Allen is right on the border. And that was in early April. Police are saying the 2 brothers made an agreement, a pact with each other to kill their family, their entire family, and then take their own lives. And that's exactly what they did. This sent shockwaves throughout the entire community. The brothers Farhan Tawheed, 19, and Tanvir Tawheed, 21, both of them reported battled depression, made a pact to die by suicide, killing the rest of their families so they wouldn't have to live with the grief. Since then, public discussions on mental health and trainings in suicide response and healing circles have taken on new urgency. And I want to quote what they said here. We have a long way to go. There is just the beginning of a discussion that's happening now. Doctor, with that, I should have introduced this in the beginning of the program. I think it would have really woke people up to this. Go ahead, Doctor.
No problem. And now, I'm always into solutions. Now that, all these things have brought all this crisis attention to the service right in front of our own eyes, what are we going to do about it? There are some good efforts by, professionals, Muslims, because they believe that this important approach to, young Muslims who are going through crisis or going through, social isolation, religious discrimination, stress with COVID and everything else that have complicated and compounded the feeling of frustration don't melt in. There are some people who have difficulty, kind of having two different lives. I tell everybody you should be a very proud American Muslim, that you should, and there should be no conflict. You do your the things that the 5 pillars of Islam that Allah has ordained for us. You pray, you do good, you be the best human being and the best example and ambassador of your deen, and trying to explain, and don't look at the negativity that come along with it, and don't buckle under peer pressure to do something that is haram, that is wrong. Whatever it is, wild parties, do high risk behavior, alcohol, high risk of sexual behavior that is haram, that is not that is prohibited, as not allowed in Islam, as only allowed in within the context of marriage. And it's very important that a lot of people now are looking at, okay, we got to wake up. We got to have a toolkit that is developed specifically for prevention of suicide in Muslims. There's been conferences. Now they're going to train the imams and religious leaders because we have a shortage in Muslim psychologists and psychiatrists to help keep up with this professional need and this crisis to address the concerns of young, Muslims, both males and females, who are, going through tough times and need to talk and need to have, professional help and support. So, maybe there's something good that's coming out, and we're talking about it more than hushing this issue or pretend it doesn't exist and so on, because now it is definitely national news. It's NPR, and it's always good to bring things out in the open. It's always good to talk about the things with the intent of having a healthy solutions. Understand what young people, Muslims in America, are going through, and the pressures they live daily in and out. We didn't grow up having internet. We didn't grow up having social media. We didn't grow up have the challenges that they have right now. So we really have to reach out to them, be extra kind to them, be supportive to them rather than critical to them, because they already have so many, I would say adverse events and bad things and negative things, and so much pressure already on them. And of course,
We have a phone call. We have a phone call.
oh,
Assalamu alaikum. We have a phone call right now. Let's take the caller and see who it is. Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Alaikum assalam. How are you?
Alhamdulillah, alhamdulillah. What do you have for us today? I recognize the voice right away. This is James, also known as Habib, calling from Canada.
Yes. The reason why I'm calling, and we already talked about this subject last week, and I think what we really need to look at is the importance of support groups.
Actually, I have James, Habib, I have something right now. It's exactly what you're talking about. Let me put it up on the screen right now. People can see it. It said sometimes they find it hard to reconcile their feelings and their faith. Last November, 39-year-old Chicago investor Jessica Ali broke down after separating from her husband. I didn't know that they had separated. Said, I felt that I was unworthy and there was no reason for me to live. As she said, she's a mother of 3. When I met her, she was a mother of 2. And let me tell you before I go any further, she was my next door neighbor when we were in Ohio. She called one morning and she said, my daughter isn't breathing. And I rushed out next door over there to her apartment, and I picked up her daughter and took her outside in my arms. And the emergency wagon pulled up about that same time, and the girl was dead. So she really, really had problems and issues about that for a long time. The daughter had myasthenia gravis. I think that's how you pronounce it. Doctor, how do you pronounce it?
yes, you're right. That's correct. Myasthenia gravis.
Myasthenia
It's autoimmune thyroid disease.
Yeah, well, that being said, I know her, and I just found this. It's all on the same long article. As doctor was talking, it was like somebody wrote this article for him, because it was in the same order of this. And when I got down to this picture of her, I was shocked. Just now, because I did not know that she had this attempted suicide. And she says, you can read it right there. Well, I don't know if you can read it or not, because we have something over there. It says she attempted suicide multiple times. And she also said it's very likely that when you're sitting at the masjid, somebody in your praying row has felt this way. Now she takes medication and visits a therapist. But unlike Jessica, some Muslims may not get the help and support they need. To help jump over these hurdles, Muslim mental health professionals across the country are providing more culturally appropriate and religiously sensitive resources for Muslims. Doctor, I want to go back to you right away, because we only got a little bit of time. Go ahead, doctor.
So we're actually doing once this identified contact a local Muslim psychologist who has really devoted the last 20 years in fighting this very issue about suicide among U.S. Muslims. And we're going to have educational, program about really awareness and addressing the concerns of mental health in the Muslim community, because it's about time that we actually focus on that now. With COVID, there's, I would say, 50% of the actual organic, disease, and then a 50% or now more mental disease that is making things a lot worse with the social isolation.
All right. Now, I want to come back to our guest. We have somebody on the phone right now with us. If you just tuned in, we have Habib James calling in from Canada. Salam alaikum, brother. Go ahead. You were saying about the help, getting help.
Yes, I was saying about even having support groups in different communities to help people with mental illness and dealing with the struggles that they go through with thoughts of suicide and other issues that they're dealing with. So they have some sort of support group and that they can...
and that's what I'm showing on the air right now. Go ahead. While you're talking, this is interesting that it's going right along with what you're saying. But yeah, here's a support group right here. Go ahead.
And what I'm also saying too, when you're looking at this, like within Canada, we have Mental Health Canada, and each province has their own, like Mental Health New Brunswick and this type of thing. So there are people in the province that are trained professionals that can help with this. And so, but having these support groups within the different Muslim communities, it's also saying that we understand the problem and we're going to do something to help with this problem instead of hiding our head in the sand and trying to ignore it.
All right. We just, as you were speaking, there was a picture, an image of Dr. Heather Laird. She's the founder of the Center for Muslim Mental Health and Islamic Psychology. And she says that she found that Muslims were more likely to seek psychotherapy if it aligned with the Islamic values. So she ignited a movement toward Islamic psychology, she says. By Laird's definition, Islamic psychology is the treatment of the mind and the soul within an Islamic context. Yeah, I think that it's time for us to bring in Doctor again. Doctor, what's your comments? Let me ask a question to you. Should we be looking for doctors like yourself to be affiliated with or establishing something, a center or a place that people could call in or attend to get the kind of help that they need?
I've been talking about this in many years, even before COVID, realizing that there is a problem. But sometimes people take the approach of hushing or not addressing or anything like that till it comes to a kind of a crisis level, like we're seeing right now. And then the numbers, are out there to really make everybody wake up to this crisis. I think there's a national shortage of Muslim mental health providers. Now there's not enough psychologists and psychiatrists to address that. Of course, we prefer for culture sensitive and for people to feel comfortable because of the trust factors. I want to talk, if I have a mental issue, a health issue, I want to talk to a Muslim provider who, a professional who can help me through that, or can work in collaboration with the someone in the leadership in the Muslim community, whether it's the imam of the masjid, religious leader, or other folks who may be volunteering in different crescent clinics or any other Muslim organization that now realizing the importance and necessity of having, be able to provide these critical services when it comes to mental health, just as the regular physical health needs that everybody, uses on a daily basis. And then we have to address the issue how the Muslims can, feel, very comfortable knowing that they're Americans and they're Muslims, and there is no conflict of being both at the same time. You can be a super, Muslim and a patriot and someone who loves his country, and also do good in the community, and also promote goodness and around. And then I believe this is a good time to address this issue. There's people now getting this national training for Muslim who wants to be. It will help when it comes to mental health. We are going to have actually a webinar to address that issue with a local psychologist in the area, and we'll have this support group. I think Brother Habib was right on that, because it's not a one-time deal that's going to be enough to address this issue, but it's ongoing, healthy approach to get it off your chest, to talk about it, and then address it, and then change the environment so that people will not gonna get into this vicious cycle of more stress, more depression, and more isolation, and so on and so forth. Because unfortunately, people say, okay, here we go again. We're going through another black winter coming on us because of the pandemic or other variants and so on. And I know that we touched on that last week, that the third vaccination now is going to be approved. It's got approved already by the FDA for the people who have immune compromised system. So people have after organ transplant or HIV or cancer therapy or so on, and there are quite a few of them, at least between the 9 to 11 million in the United States, that they will start getting a third vaccine dose just to help boost their immune system and so on. So while yes, you improve your immune system physically with the shots, we need to also improve the mental health by providing a good environment, by providing healthy surroundings, by providing appropriate support for mental issues that come along, and then more importantly, to have a healthy friendship and family relationship that will help people navigate throughout the different crises in life. Because I know there's nonstop challenges, whether it's relationship, whether it's a job related, whether it's economic situation, or the devastation that followed COVID. There's always going to be challenge, but unless and until we have a mechanism, a strategy, a collective vision, a collective strategy to counter these challenges and address it, everything is in the hand of Allah. The law is putting these things for us, hopefully, to excel in what we do, to prevent bad things from happening, to improve our operations, and to bring in more communication in the community, rather than hushing it and keep it in, and then all of a sudden we have a situation like the one you mentioned with the Bangladesh family in Chicago. It's really sad when I read it, but I feel like hopefully everybody will be more determined to take this opportunity to come up with, what we need to have more people trained in the Muslim, professionals in the mental health, and the religious leaders and the community leaders have to be taking part of this, because it affects us all. Anyone in the Muslim community who die because of preventable, situation or mental health condition that could have been averted and have been stopped, that is, Allah will ask about us on the day of judgment, what we have done and what we have concerned, and that's what really should be. It's an added opportunity for us. We can turn this challenge into an opportunity to do more khair, reach out to more young, Muslims, have a conversation, have opportunity to provide health, have an opportunity to, show resources of different toolkits and different suicide prevention hotlines, and have small support groups, and have ongoing education and support for those who need, because the challenges are increasing, but Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given this opportunity to do more good and more khair, and to reverse the negativity with hope and positivity, to offer people and say, you know what, I was feeling bad when I was surrounded with bad people, with depressed people, and so on. Now that I'm in with positive people, I go to the masjid, I pray, I read Quran, I have dhikr of Allah, I exercise, I work out, I stay away from all the negative things. I conquer shaitan by having the firewall. A'udhu billahi minash shaitan rajim. Yes, and I, if needed, I do see my therapist, my Muslim therapist, and I take medication if needed. This approved by someone I trust and someone knows my deen, and so on. Then all this collectively will bring about a healthy environment that will dispel and repel a lot of negativity, and prevent further worsening of this crisis that we need to work on this on a constant and consistent basis. Not only wake up when a crisis, when the numbers like that, but now really have a complete reset in the way we do approach mental health, and it cannot be really ignored or hushed, under the rug or anymore.
That was a mouthful.
I keep the laughter going, because that's a therapy by itself.
Well, this you're from one of the most trying and experienced countries in the world. Egypt has had more things happen to them over the last 5 millennium than most people can even document. It is really an amazing place. When you visit Egypt or the Sudan, because it used to all be one big country, when you visit there, you have a sense of something big has happened here, and something even better could happen. And this is what I felt when I was there many times. And one of the things about Egyptian people and the Sudanese people, and again, I'm saying they're all the same, really. But whenever you're with them, you feel this, like there's a way to overcome everything, because they always are talking about Allah. I heard a story one time, and I share it with you, that there was a train that was going from across the Sudan and into the what's called Upper Egypt, and it was on its way. It broke down in the middle of nowhere, almost like a jungle area. It was. They said there's no way that we could get any word out to anybody from here or there, because it was before cell phones. And 2 young boys, one maybe 9 or maybe 12, something like that. These 2 kids came out from the bush, from the jungle, and they said, "Oh, come on, everybody, come over to our place and eat with us. We'll feed you," because the people were hungry. They didn't have a diner car there, and they were counting on getting to their destination. Well, it turns out that there were like 150 people there, and they said, "No, respect for you and your families, but that we're," and the boys started crying, and they said, "Please, we cannot go back and face our tribe. We can't go back and face our community and say that we couldn't convince you to come." So all of the people, I think like 70 or 80% of the people all went, and they brought food back. Not much, but if they had a cucumber, they give their cucumber. If they had a lettuce, they give the head of lettuce, a banana, or whatever. And that spirit is the spirit of Egypt. That's the spirit of Islam. I really heard that story. I really appreciated it. We got another caller coming in. Doctor, can we take it?
Sure. All
right, let's do that. Okay, Habib, you're still with us.
Yes, I'm still with you.
All right. Have you got anything in the last? We got 30 seconds. You got anything to add? 15 seconds.
I am really impressed with what the doctors had to say about
Okay,
this.
we got 10 seconds left, and I want to give a tribute to the sister. This sister right here, Jessica Ali, was one of the very first supporter of Guide Us TV. And she was the one who grabbed up all of this stuff and put it out there at our first exposition, and put it out there and told people to get guided with Guide Us TV. And that's what we have to say right now, because we got to go off the air. So everybody stay tuned and stay guided with
Guide Us TV.
Guide Us TV.
I knew you were going to say that. Yusuf Estes. And I'm looking for something. Actually, I'm looking for someone. Is that someone you? I want Dawah partners. And you can be my Dawah partner right now. It's real easy. Just go to dawahpartners.com, sign up, and join me. There are 3 things that I would like for you to be able to do. Any one of them or all of them. Beautiful. Number 1, you will make dua. So you can be our Dawah partner, even if you don't go to the website, but I hope you do. Number 2, share. Share this message and let other people know about becoming Dawah partners. And number 3, help us financially. Donate on a monthly basis, even if it's small. Allah loves the thing that you do regularly, even if it's small, more than the thing that you do that's really big, but you only do it once. Join me as a Dawah partner. Do it now. Click, 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 click.